Yesterday, I gave you some news about a redeployment of a princess ship, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the ripple effect from that. We've also got really interesting news about what happened on the Norwegian Encore up in Alaska. We're going to talk about Princess Easy Air here for just a minute, a new luggage service that I am really hoping comes to other cruise lines, a brand new cruise line in Greece, and then I've got a thought to end today that you should keep in mind when you're planning your travels and when you're booking your excursions. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Wednesday. It is May 8th of 2024, and let's start at the very top with what's going on with Princess and the Grand Princess and the Crown Princess. So yesterday, I let you know that the Grand Princess is going to start a whole brand new redeployment there from San Juan, Puerto Rico for part of that Caribbean season, and so she will not be returning to be down in Australia and New Zealand. There are cruises that people had booked on that ship down in that region. And here are the things that I am hearing. Princess has not made a formal statement about what they are doing with that redeployment, but thanks to several of you, we have a little bit of a window to what's going on. So like I said, the Grand will not be down there. She'll be in San Juan, sailing from San Juan, Puerto Rico. But we've got Let's Go family members, and I thought this was really interesting. They let us know that they were booked on the Grand Princess in March of 26 out of Brisbane, Australia. And come to find out, they have tried to take this trip several times, and then we had COVID, and then it's been canceled. So they received an email from Princess saying that that itinerary was not going to be run on the Grand. It was going to be run on the Crown. And then they got another one later in the day saying that sailing on the Crown, and that included a land tour with it, was being canceled. So now they're going to have to start all over again with their planning. So we've heard that. And then I also heard from a Let's Go family member that was booked on the December 21st sailing in 2025 on the Grand Princess, and that sailing has also been canceled. So if you have a cruise that was supposed to be sailing down in Australia and New Zealand in that 2025-2026 season there, you might want to take a look at it and just make sure that your cruise is still going and that everything is fine with your booking. See if you've been moved over to the Crown Princess instead, or if your sailing is just canceled, and let me know. Would you send me an email, and between us all we'll get this figured out. But I wanted to give you a heads up so that you know to look for that. Now, this is really exciting news. A while ago, it's been a while now, I let you know that Sea Jets, which runs ferries there in Greece and in that whole region in the Mediterranean, that they had bought up some cruise ships, especially during the pandemic. And since, turns out that they have announced that they have got a brand new cruise line. And I am really grateful to our Let's Go family member who let me know about this. So thank you. The name of that new cruise line is Neonix. It's Neon, N-E-O-N, and then Y-X, Neonix Cruises. And from everything that I can see, I looked up there at their website and everything, it is an adults only cruise. On the website it says unlimited party cruise, adults only. It sounds like it's going to be just a lot like Virgin Cruise Lines, and they are going to have a few ports, and I don't know if this will expand into the future, but they are going to call in Mykonos, Santorini, Piraeus, which is Athens there, and then a port, spell it C-E-S-M-E, there in Turkey. So I looked up that port, and it is supposed to be the holiday spot on the whole Aegean coastline there of Turkey, the most popular one of all, with beautiful beaches. And so it sounds like this is going to be a really fun cruise line. So if you think you would like to try it, put it in the comments, let us know what you think. And I thought it would be really fun to hear from those of you who have sailed the Greek islands on a cruise line that is home ported there in Greece, in Turkey, and that region right there. So let us know what your experience was like and what you thought about it, because that is on my bucket list. I want to sail on a Greek cruise line in that region of the world someday. So let me know what you think. And this Neonix sounds like it's going to be a really fun cruise for people that love to go and have the whole party vibe going and the whole no children thing. So yeah, let me know what you think. But it's exciting. We've got another cruise line. Okay, now here is the story. I don't know if it's the story of the day, but I was really surprised. So apparently in Juneau, Alaska, FBI agents had to board the Norwegian Encore and ended up arresting a man and charging him with criminal charges because he stabbed multiple people with scissors while he was on board the cruise ship. So this happened yesterday on May 7th, and apparently this gentleman was from South Africa, and he ended up being down in the Shipboard Medical Center and stabbed a couple of security people, a male nurse, as well as a passenger on board the ship. And the reports that I have found haven't really talked about the people who were injured by this man, but I wanted to let you know a few things about it. I want you to know that it happened. If you are someone that's new to cruising, this doesn't happen very often. This is not a thing. This is not a thing on cruising. So in cruising, so don't be worried that something like this happens often and that this is another thing to add to your list of worries. This is not a thing. Another thing that this story pointed out is that until the FBI officers were able to board the ship and arrest him and take him off, that the crew was able to detain him, of course, and they held him in the ship's brig. Now, on our Facebook group, it has come up talking a little bit about the cruise lines, the brig, or, where they put people that do things they shouldn't do. And some people were saying, you know what, they don't really have them on board the ships, and some people were saying they do have them. I think they do have them because you never know what people are going to do, and they need to be able to keep everyone on the ship safe when someone is doing something that they shouldn't be doing. So I do think that they have a brig, and surely the Encore does. But our thoughts and prayers, of course, go out to the people that were injured in this. And I'm really grateful that we have crew members that take good care of everyone and can get these situations under control. So wanted to let you know about that. Now, here's a fun, interesting story that I came across. So Costa Cruises is partnering with a company called SOStravel.com. And what they do is they help locate your luggage when it's lost. And so passengers who book their cruise and their flights with Costa Cruise Line, they are going to receive the service of, if their luggage does not arrive at the airport that they're arriving to there to embark on their cruise, if it doesn't arrive, they are going to get the complimentary services of SOS Travel, who will track down their luggage and get it delivered to them on the cruise ship within 48 hours of them landing in the airport there. And so what I am thinking about with this is I've seen several shows on TV, probably on YouTube, but about people who lose their luggage on their way to the cruise, and the onboard team does a really good job of trying to track down that luggage and trying to get it returned to the guests, but it can be really challenging. So I thought it was really exciting that Costa Cruises is partnering with SOS Travel so that people have a little bit more security and knowing that if their luggage happens to get lost, they're going to get it within 48 hours. Because within 48 hours, you'd still not have everything that you would want to have, but at least you would have a promise of getting your luggage in a reasonable amount of time. This also leads us to the discussion to not forget to put things in your carry-on to tide you over for a little while. Always put in what you really, really need or what you can't replace easily at the drugstore. Like, I think of things like, contact solution that I would need. Things like that are really easy for me to get a replacement for. Things like prescriptions, things like, if you want to put in an extra set of underwear, things like that. It's really easy to put those things into your carry-on so that you have what you need for the short term. So don't forget to do that. And I thought it'll be fun to hear if other cruise lines do that as well. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We'd really appreciate your support, and we need to have you with us. And also, if you appreciate my updates, will you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you so very much. Let's talk about Easy Air for a few minutes here. I get a lot of questions from Easy Air, not only in emails, but also as I visit with people on the phone. And I see a lot of discussion about Easy Air as I read through a lot of comments on different forums, different Facebook groups and everything. And one thing that has stood out to me that has come up an awful lot lately is people wondering, they go out and look for flights, whether they look on the airline website or on Expedia, whatever search engine they want to use. And then coming over to Princess Easy Air, and this would be the same, if you're trying to book your flights with Celebrity or, whoever. Carnival, Norwegian. Well, no, Norwegian does it for you, so that's a whole different thing. But anyway, so then they come and look at Princess Easier, and they notice that the flights that they found on that airline are not there, but they still want those flights. Or that the flight that they saw over on, Delta's website, for example, is over on Easier, but it costs more, and they want that price instead of that price. So the thing that you need to understand about how Princess Easier works is that Carnival Corporation contracts with the airlines, and they get specific flights from specific airlines. You can't put in that you want a certain flight on a certain airline on a certain date. You literally just put in the cities that you want to fly between, the date that you want to arrive, and it'll give you some flexibility to put, do you want to arrive by noon? It has all the hours to select what time you would like to arrive. But you can't choose which flights show up. What they have been given by the airlines through their contract is what's going to show up there. So I think it's really important when you book your flights to look in both places. Look at the Princess Easier flights that are offered, or whatever cruise line that it is that you're wanting to book with, and then look over on your favorite airline's website or other airlines' websites, your Kayak, your Expedia, wherever you want to look, and make sure that you're getting the best flights for where you're trying to go, both monetarily, but also in schedules, because sometimes they'll have an overnight somewhere on the Princess Easier, but when you look at the other flights, there is a different flight that would be available for you to get. So I just want to put that out there and let you know that what all these different cruise lines offer is not everything that the different airlines offer. And there could be a whole different airline traveling to a location than even is showing up in that search. And so go ahead and book your flights however you would like. I would say that the plus side of booking with Princess Easier is that if the flights are changed, someone else will rebook them for you. So if that's not your thing, definitely go with Princess Easier. If the airline changes your flight, it no longer works for you to get to the port in time, they'll give you new flights. At the same time, you don't get to always choose your flights when they rebook you. So all of these things to think about. Make sure that you understand what your level of how good you are at rebooking your flights, how much stress you want in your life, and go from there, how flexible you are. But if you've got questions about Easier, pop them in the comments, and I'm delighted to answer them and talk about that again if we need to. Then last thing, okay, here's what I think is so important to talk about today is yesterday we talked a lot about Alaska, and I talked about all of the different options that there are to do while you're in Alaska. And one of our Sweet Let's Go family members put in a comment, and she said, pick one of those, as she says, top dream list excursions. Look at what it is that you really want to do and book it. They'll probably be expensive, but here's what's important to remember. In a decade, you're not going to remember the expense, but you are going to remember the grand adventure. And to me, that sums up what I like to try to talk about here and what I like to share with you all really often. I don't advocate going out of your budget, spending money that you don't have, and that's not my point. My point is to do what you can do when you do it. When you have the chance to do something, do it, and you're going to look back and with a lot of happiness at the happy memories that you make. They always say that, in 10 years' time, you're not going to be sad about what you did do. You're going to be sad about what you didn't do. So just putting that out there as you plan your summer, as you plan all your travels, keep in mind that it's a real gift to be here and a gift to be able to travel, so enjoy it while you're there. I would love to hear from any of you who are on a cruise ship right now. Let me know how everything is going. You can put it in the comments. Join us over on our Facebook group, Let's Go Travel Tips. And thanks for joining me here today. I'll see you here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.